once again, this video took so long to make, so I'd really appreciate it if you like and subscribe. My game opinion is at the end. Anyway, I started off today by getting intel. You need intel in order to do missions, and you can basically find them in large camps or on the map. Now, because I had just joined, I wasn't too good with my aim and ended up missing a shit ton of shots, which was really not the speed I should have been going for. I was also risky and unfocused and not looking at the map. These 3 guys, were oblivious to know that they were even there. Now, luckily I killed them all, and as I was walking through this village, I swear, this guy's on, Fent, or, Tranquilizer or some shit. Look at this man's, the average, fucking, I don't even know, look at this man. Anyway, but, I kept shooting, and at this point, I went guns blazing. Now, this is a mechanic I hate. You can't shoot surrounding soldiers, or else you can fail the mission, and the way that they explain it is you're wasting bullets, but that's kind of bullshit. I mean, that's the way I see it, at least. So anyway, I'm shooting these people, and they just keep sending waves and waves at me. I don't know if it's like what's going on, but I kept getting just more cars of people coming in to try to kill me, and in the end I was able to kill them. So after killing them, I was like, I gotta go. So I started trying to make my way to get the helicopter so I could fly to the intel, and I was just getting absolutely bombarded by these people. They kept sending reinforcements, and at one point I almost died, but I was able to kind of clutch up a little, and in the next few clips I'm just shooting people left and right. And I'm editing this to make it look short, but in reality I killed 3 times the people you saw so far, and in about this same amount of time as this edit. So anyway, I decided to dip, but in reality I didn't know that the intel was so close, or else I probably would have just gotten a car and we could have avoided all this. And my goofy ass decides that instead of landing, dipping because I see more reinforcements coming, I'm gonna land, go down on the ground, fuck around, and then wait for the reinforcements to come, and then get back up in the helicopter and destroy them. But my idiot ass, for some reason, tries to play a prank on this guy, and it ends up using up 10 seconds, which is just enough time, as you see on the minimap, for that car to come blazing down the mountain. And by the time I realize, it's too late and the car's already popped up. But luckily this driver was an idiot and kills half his men by going into a tree, and then tries to drive away and gets immediately popped. I finally get the intel after 15 minutes, when this reality should have took 2, which I'm going to try to work on next time. I don't know why, but I didn't get back in the helicopter. I immediately started shooting at the reinforcements, and then more reinforcements came. I don't know why I kept trying to get into conflict, but I just kept getting into it. And then finally I stole this man's car, only to realize that the mission was across the bay. So in reality I'd have to go back to where I spawned and get in a boat that was 10 meters away from where I spawned. So finally, after all of that, I can make it to our first mission and make some progress on this guy. Now basically the mission was locate the assistant and kill him. So I show up, I'm like, this is gonna be easy, we're just gonna kill him. But as you'll see in a second here, it wasn't as easy as initially expected. Now, in order to go undercover, my favorite thing to do is use the SVD, which is semi-automatic and is a one-shot, one-kill, and an M9 or a USP, I think, and basically, or 5.57, and basically make my way around a compound, slowly taking people out. Now, that thing I was talking about earlier is that instead of just killing the guy, I have to place bugs, wait for the bugs to pick something up, like who this guy is, because I guess we have no idea who his assistant is. All we know is he has an assistant. So I'm basically placing bugs in his house that are gonna capture who he is, and I don't know what the logic here is, but we end up getting a location on the guy and we go to kill him. Now, I don't know what my idiot ass was thinking, but I just jumped off a cliff and died. But it was kind of good in the end because I spawned really close to the guy, and I show up trying to go stealth, and I realized there was just way too much presence here, and I'm like, okay, we're still gonna go stealth, this is gonna be a while. And that's when I turn this corner, shoot that guy notices me, and that guy pops off a shot, alerting the whole camp like they did yesterday with that Unidad base situation. Which, by the way, if you want to go watch yesterday's video, I'll link it in the description, and it's on my channel Facebook page. But anyway, my ass can't shoot for shit, and we die. But luckily, I was able to come back from it. But by the time I already got revived, I had to go chase this man down. So I'll put some cool music. So anyway, I pit maneuver the guy, get out of the car, almost die, but shoot him in cold blood and complete the mission. So I began driving to an intel location where I knew I could pick up a new mission in order to kill this head. Now you'll see in a minute, I passed by a security checkpoint without him realizing, and then I passed by a sniper located on top of the mountain. Somehow I'm able to easily sneak into the compound and basically undetected. But as I'm sneaking in, I get a new mission, but I'm already balls deep, so I decide to go. Now, this time I was going to be really carefully, stealthily taking people out. Now, I had marked a guy at the front entrance, but I didn't realize he had started his patrol. You'll find out later why this affects. I was very confused when this guy popped up, but luckily he couldn't fire a shot off. I was going to go to the intel thinking that it was not guarded by anyone. That's when this patrol came out of nowhere, and I'm pretty sure he would have walked right in if I didn't kill him. That's when I realized the intel marker was actually a person, and he almost alerted the whole camp, which could have been really bad. But luckily I just interrogated him. For some reason, after I interrogate this man, I run out of the building trying to hit the sniper, but the sniper is like behind a mountain, so I couldn't really hit him. So I just came back in, so I cut all that out, but you'll see in a sec. I just walked back up the stairs to grab the intel. There's the mountain. Anyway, so after like 3 minutes of trying to shoot the guy, I just come back up. Now, the intel basically told me that like there was a guy nearby that we had to take out, a hotel or a politician, and basically I had to sneak in and place bugs. But while I was sneaking into this compound, I got a new mission, which was to sneak into a resort and cause some mayhem. So I decided to go with the first mission I got. I picked up the truck that was in a parking lot and immediately went to the resort. Now, the whole goal of this was to scare the VIPs away so that he'd really have to pay attention to his resort and he'd be distracted, and it would also look bad for his resort, making him get less money and less people at the resort. Now, this one I planned to go in stealthy, and I switched to my M4 because I felt like there was a lot of people around and I might need the assault rifle with a suppressor. So when I got here, I expected the mission to be over, but that's when I realized it was about to be another wave defense mission. You'll see in a sec. So immediately, all the people were alerted to my location somehow, and they all started enclosing. Now, at this point, I probably should have switched to the AK because it has much higher damage, but I was too naive, and instead, I started just lighting people up. But I was really getting hit from all directions. Like, this was a very, not hard mission, but just kind of like fast-paced one where I was getting shot from a ton of different directions. And one thing I'd recommend is immediately run away from that building once it begins, because that building kind of traps you and allows all the enemies to enclose on that one point from all directions. What I would have done is ran out on the peninsula, so they have to all come in one direction, and it would have been easier to kill them. But I made easy work of them, and eventually I just completed it. As you can see, here's some like B-roll of me just completing it, and it wasn't very hard. It was just very boring, and it was very fast paced, and it's very stressful. Though it wasn't that hard. I don't know why, but in another clip you'll see that I take that Dodge, but I really should have took the Lamborghini. I don't know why I didn't. They're like literally right next to each other. Like this car is so much slower than the Lamborghini, but you'll see that that won't really matter in a second. Now I don't know why I didn't fast travel to that spot, but I decided, hey, I'll drive it. And that was the next mission, which was locating a politician. So driving there, I'm not the best driver. Let's just say that. I mean, I've crashed a few times. But what I realized shortly is that this vehicle was slow as fuck, and this was just not gonna work out. And that at this point, we had to make like 5 kilometers. So when I saw a Lamborghini on the side of the road, I took out the two guards and immediately hopped in, and just look at this thing roll. I mean, you'll see in a later clip. I'm just zooming down this highway, and we are getting so much more fast. Honestly, I don't know why I didn't just fast travel or try to find a helicopter, but driving it was definitely fun. But there was moments like this where I was 300 kilometers out and I just like bombed the car. Honestly, I got so lucky there because I'd have to run the rest of the way, and that's when I saw an Intel car pop up. And usually Intel cars are pretty useless because you usually find Intel at your mission locations. So they're kind of useless. But if you're in one of those areas where you're not getting a whole ton of missions or something, Intel cars can really help. So anyway, I stole the Intel car. I don't know why. If I probably kept running, I'd beat myself in the car. So I don't know why I took the car, but I did, and I did what I did. Anyway, it also fell off a cliff, so I can't really reuse it. Now for this one, I saw a lot of enemies, but they were mostly on the outside. In fact, they were almost all on the outside, so they really weren't that difficult to deal with. But in this clip, I'm using the drone to scout the location, and what I don't realize is that the person that was closest to me starts walking in my direction on his patrol route. So he immediately almost spots me, and then I have to like run up and shoot him, and then this guy sees the dead body, and that really could have almost sold me, and I'm so thankful that it didn't go that way. And I saw that guy, but he turned the corner too fast. I popped this guy, and I was worried that this guy might see it. Another close call. And then on this guy, he's just looking easy. One shot to the forehead. Bam. Lights out. And then on this, I was really confused where I was supposed to go, but I went just to kill these enemies just in case. And now it was alone with me and whoever else was here. And that whoever else was here happened to be a man and a woman. And this will play in a few minutes. So anyway, I expected this to just be like take a picture of computer, but as soon as I saw that, I was just shocked. Like, what the fuck, they made a game like this? She starts like slapping him and shit, like, you're so naughty, you're such a bad boy, ooh. And honestly, he probably doesn't want to we don't, if that got leaked, his campaign would be over, you know. So how is Ghost Recon in 2024? Well, today's gameplay was pretty boring. The challenge wasn't really there, and I'm gonna give it a 6 out of 10. I think the missions were spread far apart and they weren't challenging, so that's why I'm gonna give it such a low score. But overall, streaming this game had a high player count, and I got a comment on my last video, so there's definitely people that are still interested in the game. So overall, how is Ghost Recon doing in 2024? It's probably an 8 out of 10 to what it used to be, because of the multiplayer, and also because of the repetitiveness. So this will either increase or decrease throughout the rest of the week and series, but catch you next time. Bye.